Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting. My name is Carl Froch, a former unified super middleweight world boxing champion and an international boxing Hall of Famer.
And I'm Rachel Froch. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel.
This episode is brought to you by Cobra Casino. Can I just say the last episode of Peter Fury went down really well. I've had some great comments, had well over 100,000 views. What a guy, what a proper boxing man. He's like myself, he wears his heart on his sleeve, tells it how it is, straight down the barrel. No bullshit with Peter Fury. I love it. He's just a great guy. I'm going to go on his podcast as well very soon.
Oh, very nice. Okay. No, it was good to watch that one. But for today's episode, we have a Q&A.
Another Q&A.
We've got loads of questions being sent in, as usual, actually. But let's get on with it. So the first one's actually a voice note.
Voice note, lovely.
And this is from Anthony, 34, from Watford.
What's happening? How's your week going? How's your podcast going? Quick question. When you boxed John Pascal for your first world title in Nottingham, actually, Tyson Fury actually made his pro debut on that card. You fought for a vacant title, right? So you didn't beat a champion. What do you feel about that? Do you feel that you was regarded a champion because you fought for a vacant one? So the title not being there, it would have just been a normal fight, but they threw a title in the air and you became champion. You didn't beat a champion to become champion, if you get what I mean. Do you feel that that win, not irrelevant, but it's not highly regarded the same as if you was to have gone and beat a world champion? How do you feel about that fight with Jean Pascal?
Right, how do I feel about the fight with Jean Pascal? I recognise that voice is familiar. It's a familiar voice, that is very familiar. Anthony.
Hey, it's been sent in.
He sent it in, that's right. So how do I feel about the WBC title? Right, good question really. Because actually, when I beat Jean Pascal for the WBC World Super Middleweight Champion in December 2008, and he rightly pointed out that Tyson Fury was on the undercard. He's made his debut. I don't know what that had to do with anything. But the green and gold belt, the best belt in the business as far as I'm concerned. Fought Pascal. Right, listen. Joe Calzaghe was champion, and he was champion for a long time. And I was mandatory for that WBC World title. And Calzaghe made me wait until the final hour, the final day he vacated, because he didn't want to fight me. Regardless of what Bricktop will tell you, that Froch didn't want to fight Calzaghe. Apparently he looked into my eyes. Look into the eyes, go to sleep. He's like a clairvoyant now. He can read your mind. He says, I didn't want to fight Calzaghe. Listen, I was mandatory for the WBC title. I wanted to become world champion. I'd fight any man. Everyone knows that about me. So to say I didn't want to fight Calzaghe for me is bullshit. But we have to go with it. And I'm going to leave that one. But I fought for the WBC world title. It was vacant. I fought Jean Pascal, unbeaten Canadian, young, hungry lion like myself. Two undefeated, thirsty fighters wanting to become world champion. That was a 12-round war, a Hall of Fame type war. Look, Pascal went on to achieve unbelievable things. He stepped up to light heavyweight and became a unified light heavyweight champion. He beat Adrian Diacuna, I believe. He also beat Bad Chad Dawson, the man that beat the man. He unified the belts of light heavyweight after I beat him, and that's how you cement your legacy. And did I feel like a world champion after? Well, I had the green and the gold belt. So when I woke up and saw the belt at the bottom of the bed in the morning, yes, I did feel like a world champion. But I know what he means. I didn't beat the champion to become champion. That's probably why he conveniently didn't ask about the IBF title. The IBF title was held by Lucien Bute. He was unbeaten in 30 fights, 24 by way of knockout. And I smashed him to bits. Absolutely hammered him. I beat the bona fide world champion, the unbeaten world champion, took his soul for that IBF world title. That's probably why I didn't ask about that. But when I went on to defend the WBC title against Jermaine Taylor, the former undisputed middleweight champion, I felt more like a champion because he'd mixed it with the best and beaten the best. He beat Hopkins a couple of times. Jermaine Taylor did. So for me, when I won that, it was a great feeling. It was almost sort of like solidifying my place as a world champion. And obviously, we all know the career I went on to have after that. I boxed Mikel Kessler twice, Arthur Abraham, Glenn Johnson, Andre Durrell, boxed Andre Ward. Came back, I boxed Mikel Kessler in the rematch. I mean, the career has been unbelievable. But yes, I did feel like a world champ, but I know what it means. It was a little bit tainted because I didn't take it off the champion.
That was a hard fight.
But what could I do?
Two warriors going at it
The
together.
Pascal fight was a great fight between you. It was the first fight you'd seen me involved in, wasn't it?
Yeah. I watched it on TV, actually.
I know you did. You watched it with your old man, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, good question. Thank you very much. Anthony from Watford. What is he, 34 years old? Thanks for that.
Anyway. So actually, speaking of Joe Calzaghe, Lynn Griffith says, isn't it about time you reached out to Joe Calzaghe and got him on your YouTube? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'd like to get Joe Calzaghe on the... We could clear up a few issues, actually, couldn't we? We could have a chat about what went on with this meeting. But yeah, it'd be great to have Joe Calzaghe.
It would, yeah.
What a top fighter. I've given him credit. Listen, there's no beef between me and Joe Calzaghe. I've got a profound respect for somebody who I know has been through a lot of what I've been through. I mean, he's never been beat that. The guy's undefeated in 46 fights. He's been in some close fights that people created a great, really close split decision win against Robin Reed. And Reed was at the top of his game as well, landing big right hands on his chin. And that's when I realised how tough Joe Calzaghe was, because he swallowed up them punches and stayed in there. But no, good fighter, top champion, and it'd be great to get Joe Calzaghe on the channel. Do you think he'd come on? Do you think he'd have a bit of it?
You can only ring him up and ask him.
Well, if I say to him, look, Joe, do me a favour, mate, come on the channel, but I'm not going to be interviewing you. Rachel can do it. I reckon they'll have some of that.
No, it's got to be you two. You two together.
We'll get you in the middle.
No, I'm all right.
You're all right?
Yeah.
She's all right. The Cobra. Right, moving on.
That would be a good one, though.
What would?
That'd be a good
session, all right.
You and Joe Calzaghe.
Oh, right, okay.
Shut off, you idiots.
What are you on about? I was getting worried then. My neck's stiffened up. Come on, next question.
The Cold as Ice crew says, I love the way you speak your mind and don't beat around the bush. It's refreshing in this day and age because most people are reporters.
Pussies.
So far up boxers' bums and afraid of getting cancelled that they don't want to upset them. Bearing all that in mind, do you think that it hurts your chances of commentating on any of these future events? I think we'd all love to see your insight on lots more of these shows.
Well, I actually do. Do I think it ruins my chances? No, I've been invited on a couple of shows. A couple of TV broadcasters have invited me on to do a show, but I turn stuff down because I'm busy with a kid. Sometimes I don't want to travel wherever, get suited up and travel to a live event when I can sit and do a Froch along. Come and listen to me talk about the fight and then listen to my verdict. Because I'm on this platform, it's more, I enjoy this more, but it's more valuable to me to do it this way. So it hasn't ruined my chances, no. I mean, I stopped my last fight for Sky Sports was Liam Smith and Chris Eubank. I think that was January 23.
Yeah.
So it was a long time ago. And the work was drying up. The landscape of the sport's changing.
Yeah.
You've got DAZN, Channel 5 do bits. You've obviously got the American broadcasters, Eddie Hearn on DAZN, Sky Sports.
But I think this kind of led the way for us to do this together.
It did, yeah. I mean, I still work for TalkSport as well. I've
Yeah.
got a contract with TalkSport, and I can go to the open broadcast on that. I might even be at the Anthony Joshua Daniel Dubois fight. I might go, but I've got to make a decision as to whether or not I want to do a Froch along or go and sit ringside live. And people say, you're mad, you should go and enjoy the atmosphere and be part of the big event. But I'll be honest, you know what I'm like. When you've been there, seen it and done it, and you've got the T-shirt, I'm not being big-headed, but when you've been in that ring with all them people around watching you, sitting ringside, it's nice. And I did it for 7-8 years after I retired. Like, I had a fantastic career with Sky Sports. Really enjoyed it. I did some of the biggest fights that you can even care to mention. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. When Floyd Mayweather fought Conor McGregor. Most of Anthony Joshua's career. Bellew Hay. I did it to Kell Brook. I had a great time. It's kind of had its day, and I've moved on.
You, though, as a person, though, you are very, very homely. So if you could choose anything, go away or stay at home with us and the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just choose us every time.
Yeah, I would. At the time when I'm retired from boxing, doing what I did with the TV broadcasters, I really enjoyed it, and I think it kept me out of the ring as well, stopped me from wanting to go back in the ring. So it was brilliant, but everything's timed and everything for a reason, as George Groves used to say. And I'm at a space now in my life where I'm doing my own channel, Froch on Fighting. I can do the watch-alongs. It's all at my own leisure, and it's good. Trust me, it's worth me doing, or I wouldn't be doing it. I really enjoy it as well. And also, it's worth pointing out that on my own TV channel, if you like, this channel, Froch on Fighting, I can kind of say what I want, and I'm not aligned. I've said it before. I'm not aligned to any political agenda, and I ain't got to follow a narrative. And I think that's why people love it. I mean, 115,000 subs and growing, might be 116 actually. And all the comments, most of the comments, unless they upset somebody, and you've got some fanboys of certain people that will write in and start moaning and bitching, but
you're just very honest though. That is you as a whole,
the
that's you
truth
as a person.
shall set you free. And I can look in the mirror and like the guy that stares back at me. And like I was about to say, on certain broadcasts, you can't be honest. You upset people, you piss the promoters off, you upset the fighters. They're trying to sell pay-per-view. And when I'm on this channel, I can do and say pretty much what I want. I'm just honest from the heart. So that's what I love about this whole format. And I get to invite you now and again.
Well.
Give the fans a bit of eye candy.
Stop. Colin from Edinburgh says, love the channel. Which boxer of any era would you want next to you in a barroom fight and why?
Barroom fight? What is this, the Wild West? A barroom fight? Let me think, which boxer would I want next to
Howdy,
me?
cowboy.
It's a couple. She liked it anyway. She liked the joke. That's pretty good, that. I missed it. I'll get your hat next time.
You know what? We were doing that in Disney, so that's where I got it from.
Yeah, we just got back from Disneyland. We didn't talk about it. So.
Oh, no, we didn't. Yeah.
Just took the kids to Disneyland in Paris for a couple of days. We had a right laugh, didn't we?
Oh, we did. Kids absolutely loved it. It's like magical, isn't it? A lot of walking around, really tired, but
painful.
Great. Yeah, it was. The feet were
Not
painful.
just on the feet, but listen, when you've got 3 kids that adore you and you adore them,
yeah,
to see their faces and get them on the road.
It made it, didn't it? Just watching their faces.
Me and Rocco blagging it on the queue jump a couple of times. Beep, yeah, it's gone green. Boom. Quick, run, son. Got a couple of queue jumps on the ride, but it's just tiring. It's a long day, isn't it?
Yeah,
it was a long.
is, yeah.
What was it? 3 days nearly.
We did 3 days, yeah.
If you go to Disneyland Paris, go for 1 day, that would do. We sat on the concrete floor at one stage waiting for the illuminations at the end. They light up the tower and a few fireworks. They have an unbelievable drone display.
Oh, well, it was
like
incredible.
a drone all lit up, but it's painful.
Yeah.
Obviously, you'd only go if you've got kids, wouldn't you? But
Some people don't.
I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it.
Oh my God.
I don't think I'll ever go back. I don't think I'll ever go back. I won't go. We're not going back, are we? Ever.
I think we've done it now.
Yeah, done it. Tick the box.
No, it's Florida.
We have been there twice, though, actually.
We have actually, I know.
So what was the question?
Yeah, so anyway, so who would you have in a barroom fight?
Oh, barroom fight, yeah. There's a lot of top fighters in America that I think, they could. You need someone big, wouldn't you? Straight away, I think Mike Tyson. But you know when you're too big, when you're a big lump and you're on the floor and there's a couple on you and there's a table around the back of your head, it's like...
Are you saying Mike Tyson couldn't get people off him?
Mike Tyson could have a proper scrap, but you need someone a bit nimble. If you're too light, you've got no chance. So I can't pick anyone like Tank Davis or even Canelo Alvarez is quite a bit bigger. He can probably have a fight. Tough Mexican, but I'd want someone like David Haye because he's just he had that a peak David Haye, by the way, not an injured David Haye. No broken toes, no bad Achilles tendons. I'm not having a go, but David Haye.
He'd still give as good as he got.
In his day, was ferocious. Explosive speed and power, really nimble, quite slim and lean, but fast, and he can have a roll around. Me and him have had a couple of roll arounds, like play fighting, and he can punch like a mule. Punches hard, he's got that mindset. Remember when he had that ruckus with Derek Chisora, Del Boy?
Yeah.
He was holding his bottle, and he punched him in the face, hit him with an elbow. Then he looked round and there was about 5 or 6 men coming for him, so he picked up the big tripod and wrapped that round Adam Booth's head.
Oh, he did,
wrapped around his trainer's head. I mean, he's got the mindset, David Haye. So yeah, in a barroom brawl, the Haymaker. Definitely.
Anyone else?
Nah, it's Mike Tyson or the Haymaker, and I'm going for the Haymaker.
RJ World says, great channel, Carl. Now you're a Hall of Famer and Ricky Hatton just also got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Do you think Amir Khan could be inducted one day?
Amir Khan, what's he had? 4? I think he's had 6 losses, Amir Khan. I mean, he's had a good career. CV, if you look at his CV, he's fought everyone. But when you get knocked out by Alvarez and knocked out by Crawford and Prescott, he's had 6 losses and 5 quite bad knockouts.
Right.
So although he had a great career, Amir Khan, he had a fantastic career. I used to love watching him fight. I'm not sure with the entry criteria. I'm not sure he gets in. And his last fight as well, Kell Brook flattened him, turned his legs to Bambi, didn't he? So it all goes against you. But he's up there, Amir Khan. He was fantastic for boxing at the time. He's brave as you like. I never forget his fight with Marcus Madana. And he was getting punched from pillar to post with them small small 8-ounce horsehair gloves on,
Yeah.
and I just thought, how is Khan still standing? Because when he gets clipped, sometimes he just goes over and his lights are out or his legs are gone, as you've seen. But against Marcus Madonna,
He got back up.
he showed a lot of bravery, got his head smashed in for 12 rounds, well, for probably the last half of the fight. He stayed on his feet and got the win. So does Amir Khan get in the Hall of Fame? Does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? I'm not so sure. For me, probably yes. He had a great career. CV's brilliant. Let me know in the comments what you think. But we don't make the decision. The selective committee from the boxing press in America, they look at careers and they'll say, Carl Froch, absolutely, tick, and he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. What will they say when they look at Amir Khan's career? We'll wait and see. But
who knows?
Maybe one day.
So next question is from ZMC, who says, who are the most genuine people you know in the boxing industry?
In the boxing industry? Most genuine people I know. Well, the fighters, to start with, are the most genuine because they're all working class. They're from the grassroots and from the street, aren't the most boxers. It's a working class sport. It's not like tennis or even football where you get selected early and then you live quite a privileged life and a privileged career. So most boxers I know are pretty genuine, and I'd say Matthew Macklin, my colleague from Sky Sports. Adam Smith's a nice guy. He's a genuine guy, because a lot of people think Adam Smith's got his agenda or his narrative for the channel, but he's a good guy, Adam Smith, and he's been around years and years. And most boxing trainers as well, there's a few knobheads, isn't there, always in life. But Robert McCracken, a lot of the support staff and the staff at the EIS in Sheffield, and I know a couple of trainers in and around Nottingham, in Sheffield, Dominic Ingle, and people like that. They're all genuine guys.
Yeah.
Johnny Nelson, proper geezer. David Hare, mentioned him earlier. He's genuine as well. I mean, I wouldn't put any promoters in there because the promoters are making money, and the promoters are business minded. So they're all fucking bullshitters. They're all fucking salesmen, let's be honest. They do whatever suits them to make more money for them. And it's just the nature of the beast. It's probably nothing personal.
That's business for you.
But they're your best mate when you're with them, and then when you finish, bosh, you get cut off. You know what I mean? So I've experienced it all. But yeah, the most genuine people are the fighters and some of the support staff and the trainers in and around. But not the big wigs, not the big guns.
Next question. So Iron Mine says, how do you and Rachel maintain such a good relationship after all these years? What's your secret?
This is a family show, so I can't go into the details on why our relationship is so strong. But if you want to answer that one, I'll let you keep it PG.
I don't know what to say. You always go that way.
We get on so well. From when we first met, we had a conversation that lasted about 2 hours. Neither of us come up for air, and it was a blind date, wasn't it? And we had a mutual friend who introduced us. But we just got on. We just get on. We just clicked together. My mum always says, when you meet the one you know, when you know, you'll know. And when I met you, I knew. I did. I don't want to come on here and sound soppy, but that was it. Once I got my claws into you. Well, you get your claws into me, didn't you?
Hey, what can I say?
But that was it. It is.
We just got on really, really well.
I think mutual respect, the fact that we can have a laugh together.
Yeah.
She loves my humour.
Always,
Who wouldn't love my sense of humour? My dry sense of humour. Witty. Got some quips, haven't I? But
you have. You always take the mick. We laugh every day. We just get on, don't we? We're friends.
If we have an argument or fall out about something stupid, it only lasts about 2 hours. We never not speak to each other.
If that? Does it really last it?
No, but if you really piss me off, I'm like, fuck off. And you say, no, you fuck off, dickhead. You call me a dickhead every now and again, don't you? Twice a year she calls me a dickhead. But no, we always talk.
You apologise first and then it all goes away. That's how it is.
Do I always apologise first? Let's get that in, didn't you? Go back crawling. But no, if we do have an argument, which is very, very rare, we talk about it after, we laugh about it, and we just get on.
I feel like it's quite explosive, and then it's kind of done. I think you get it all out.
You're talking about our relationship or the bedroom?
Oh my God, here we go. I'm talking about an argument.
Oh, sorry.
An argument.
My mind was wandering. But
it always does.
We've got 3 kids as well. So when you've got children, they make you become even closer, don't they?
Yeah.
You become solid, and I don't know, you make these little people that they're more important than you. And it's teamwork. So we're just a great team, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
And there's a mutual respect. We love each other. She dotes on me. She can't believe her luck. She won the race. There was a big race and she won it. Well done.
I was sprinter, so yeah.
Anyway, enough of that one.
So there's just a couple more before we finish. So this one, But May says, could you beat a 260-pound bodybuilder, Bradley Martyn, in a street fight? Bradley Martyn has said he can beat majority of boxers and MMA fighters.
Isn't he just a big hench guy with no fighting background?
He's got zero background in fighting.
Listen, he ain't going to be able to beat the Cobra, let's be honest. 4-time world champ. It's not even about the muscle and the leanness and the fitness. It's just about the experience in with them top fighters. He's got no fighting background, so he'd have a chance maybe if it... No, he ain't got a chance.
He might be pretty big though.
I don't care how big he is. I prefer him when they're bigger. You're laughing. She's making herself laugh, isn't she?
I don't care how big he is.
Listen, don't matter how big somebody is, the bigger the better for me. And people think, oh, look at the size of him. On a street fight, I don't care how big it is. To a certain degree, if someone comes up behind you, gets hold of you and takes you to the ground and they're too heavy, then you could be in some serious trouble. But there's always ways to get out of little headlocks, and you got teeth and fingers and street fights. Anything goes.
Oh,
anything goes in a street fight. It's just how it works. But if they're too big, then they're not going to have a chance with somebody a little bit more nimble. So, what's his name? Bradley Martyn. Yeah, I'm not worried about Bradley Martyn. I don't think anybody in my position would be. Next question.
Next question. Volume on Max says, get Prince Naseem on the show.
Oh, I'd love to.
I would love a Froch and Naz sit down.
Yeah, me too. That's a good call, actually.
Amazing.
Prince Naseem Hamed. What a fighter. What a man. Still got that cheeky look about him now.
Yeah.
He's put a bit of timber on. He's got a bit of weight on him, hasn't he? And he smiles. And when he's smiling, you just know he's... I don't know. When he used to do his interviews and the build-ups to the fights, he was the first to do it. Brilliant. Well, he wasn't the first to do it. Errol Bomber Graham was unbelievable. One of the best champions. One of the best fighters to never win a world title, Errol Graham. What a fighter he was. But, yeah, Prince Naseem Hamed on this channel. If you're watching Naz, get yourself on it. Just give me a shout. Reach out. We'll get you on the channel. That would be a good interview. I'd enjoy that. Yeah. So much to talk about.
Listen.
And he was my inspiration for getting back into boxing as well at 19, which I think he knows. But, yeah, good shout. What's next?
Jordan Class says, you and Bricktop bump into each other. What would the topic of conversation be?
Me and Bricktop. We bumped into each other probably about 4 or 5 months ago now. And it was after I'd been giving him a bit of shit and calling him Bricktop and being honest about Saudi. We'd probably talk about Saudi Arabia. We'd probably have a little chat about the atmosphere and how boring it is. We'd have a little argument. He'd end up agreeing that I'm right and he's wrong. I'd probably ask him about that bullshit he talks about with Joe Calzaghe, because that's just pure bullshit. Because I went down to meet him and it never happened. It just, if it was going to happen, it would have happened, wouldn't it? I don't want to go into too many details, but I fought for the vacant world title when Joe Calzaghe gave it up. And I went down there to get that fight with Calzaghe. And yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't work. So me and Bricktop, if we met, we'd probably have an amicable conversation. Listen, I got respect for him. He's an old man. He's in his 70s.
I thought you said you bumped into each other.
Yeah, we did. And that's what I was getting at. And he just held his hand out and went to shake my hand. So I shook his hand and says, how you doing? All right. And then someone came over with a camera and started recording.
Okay.
And I thought, oh, they're recording now, so I can't really have a proper conversation with him and ask him about certain things. Because some knobhead with a fucking phone. And there's a lot of them hanging around. They were, especially at boxing shows. So that killed it. But listen, it'd be respectful, it'd be amicable. What I'm going to do, we'll go over there and start a riot with Frank Warren. No, I've got too much respect for my elders to do that. But if he's going to talk bullshit, I'm going to call him out on it. Simple as that. So that's it for another episode of Froch on Fighting. Thanks for getting the questions in.
Oh, actually, before you go, do you just want to mention who that was on the very first question? Anthony from Watford.
I think they all know. I think you know that Anthony Joshua was the first question. He sent me a voicemail, and yeah, I think he's all right. I think we're seeing eye to eye. We've had a good exchange of messages, and for all you fanboys out there that are getting upset that I've played the voice note, oh, you shouldn't be releasing private messages. Trust me and Anthony Joshua were okay. We're both fighters. We've both shared the ring, and we've shared the same trainer and the same environment at the EIS in Sheffield. And he's got respect for me. I've got a lot of respect for him, and I wish him all the best. And he actually said he will be coming on the channel in the near future, whatever that means. Does that mean he's never fucking
coming? He might not come on then.
He's paying me lip service. But no, he did say he was going to come on the channel, so hopefully he does. But until then, it's been Froch on Fighting. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.